Hey, y'all, we here watching the college football championships today. And Veronica got me thinking about what we're actually watching and what actually is going on. Yeah, we're watching college football. We're going to be watching Georgia and Alabama. I usually don't watch these things because it's so disgusting because I understand the systemic institutional racism that's going on in front of our face. Right now, I'm watching Oklahoma and Texas. This has some reminiscence here because I played in the Big Eight in the 1970s, and Oklahoma was one of our yearly uh, rivalries as a member of the Big Eight, and it looks like a pretty good game today. But what got me on this phone and looking at college football today is thinking about the existence of systemic racism that's going on in college football. Because what we're looking at on TV today, and right now, Oklahoma versus Texas, I see all these talented black players on both sides. And as you watch TV today, that's all you're going to see today. You're going to watch football, you're going to watch Georgia, you're going to watch Alabama play Georgia, you're going to watch Texas, Oklahoma, you're going to watch Ohio State play whoever they're going to play. And this is a weekend, you're going to watch all these popular, exciting college football games, championships on TV today. And there are billions of dollars being made. And the people that are running the store and that you're watching on TV are black football players. And I'm just perturbed and astonished because the college football programs that should be present on TV are the HBCU football teams, the black football teams. Where are the black football teams, Veronica? Where are the black football teams? They are not present. What we see are these black football players playing on these predominantly white football programs, making billions of dollars for these white colleges, when in reality, they were stolen from the HBCUs after 1964 so that the HBCUs could not participate against these predominantly white programs and take away all the billions of dollars that they have made from these black football players playing on their programs since that time. And we black people, you African Americans, y'all are involved in the self-destruction of your own colleges and communities because you sit around and you watch these programs and you get all excited, but you're only aiding, abetting, and assisting systemic racism. Black people, we are victims of our own self-destruction because we support all these college football programs, games, because it's an exciting game. But we are participating in our own self-destruction. We are so excited and glad to look at and participate and fund these for college football games and have our children play on these predominantly white football programs to the detriment of our own black colleges and our own black communities that would benefit financially from the billions of dollars that would be poured into these HBCUs because of their superior football programs if they were being supported by these black college football players. What do you think, Veronica? I think that I am telling a truth that nobody wants to hear because everybody is so wants to be so delusional about the non-existence of racism in America. Racism in America has not gone anywhere. It has just, like a virus, it has changed and continues to change while foolish Negroes stay the same. Yes. I'm watching this college football program. Look at this. Look at this. They're so excited. I mean, look at that. I'm looking at Oklahoma versus Texas at the AT&T Stadium. And the place is packed. It's packed. It's packed with people. Yeah, look at that. We're in Texas. They're in Texas. That white boy that owns Texas Stadium, he's making all the money from his professional football team. And now he got it. Look at that. Uh-oh. Look at that. Look at that. What do we see here, ladies and gentlemen? We see two black football players. Look at that. This is the best. This is the best of the best. Look at that. Let's see what we got here. We got a Negro running out for a pass, and we got another Negro covering him. A great job. Yes. Look at that boy. That's a great defensive play. Uh-oh. Damn, that was a good play. But the damn receiver should have held on to the ball, man. But we saw two football players, the best of the best, out here on this Saturday afternoon playing for a championship. Look at all these black football players. These are the Negroes that were stolen from HBCUs after 1964 to maintain white racial discrimination and suppression and continue the systemic racism that has plagued black people for the last 400 years here in America. Look at that black quarterback. We got, this is the predominantly white team. The little white girls cheering. Yeah, there's a black quarterback. Yeah, see all these superstar Negroes, superstar black football players. They have taken from the HBCU programs and now moved them over to the white football team so that the white football teams, the predominantly white football programs and schools, will be the beneficiaries of the billions of dollars that are generated each year because of the television revenues earned by the standing of their football programs. Ohio State, number 6, Oklahoma, number 5. Yeah. Oklahoma is a predominantly white team, a football program, and Ohio State is a predominantly white football program. But their standing would not be where it is without the participation of these black football players. And these predominantly white football programs did not do black players any favor by allowing them to play on their teams, because the HBCU football programs would have been the top 20 football programs in the country if the black players would not have been stolen after 1964. Look at that. Look at the field, ladies and gentlemen. Look at the field. Y'all look at the damn field. Who you see out there playing? You see black football players. This is an HBCU game. Yes, what we're seeing is an HBCU game. We're seeing a historically black football game in essence because all the players are black. You're a white boy, yeah? They always want that white quarterback. Look at that. All the football players are black. Oklahoma. All the niggas black. When I was playing, they was all black. They have certain positions they reserve for white boys. Look at that. All the black football players are black that you're watching play on these top 20 teams of these college championships and all during the year. Because all of these players that you see before 1964 were forced to go to HBCU football teams, which means that the best college football programs were the HBCU programs. The best college football teams in the country were, in fact, the HBCU college football programs. Yes. So if they were the best college football programs because they had the best players who were the black blue chip football players, why aren't they now the best college football programs in America? Because simply, let's keep it real. The black blue chip football player left the predominantly black college and went to the predominantly white college after 1964. And they didn't do it because that was the natural thing to do. They did it because after 1964, these white colleges understood the reality of the superiority of these black football players, and their programs, these white programs, football programs, would have been destroyed and completely annihilated if they were forced to play these predominantly white black football programs, teams. If after 1964, if these white colleges, football programs, were forced to play these predominantly white black football teams, as they would have been, then the white football teams not only would have gotten their ass whooped and completely embarrassed, they would have lost their annual revenues of millions of dollars every year. They would have lost all that money, and they would not have been able to build these multi-million-dollar football arenas that you now see on TV and establish these magnificent athletic programs that they now have. Wouldn't it make more sense, black people? Wouldn't it be more proud and meaningful for you to see Florida A&M, Southern University, Tennessee State, Alabama State playing on national TV for conference championships and national championships? Wouldn't you be a lot more proud to see Florida A&M and Southern playing for a championship instead of Alabama and Georgia or Texas and Oklahoma? Because if but for systemic racism, that's what you would be watching today on Saturday. But for systemic institutional racism, you would be watching Florida A&M versus Southern and Bethune-Cookman versus Tennessee State. You would be watching the all of the historically black football programs on television play for conference championships and national championships. But for systemic institutional racism and the self-destructive behavior of black football players and black families, you would be watching black college football programs dominate the institution of college football. But for institutional racism and the Civil Rights Act of 1964, that's why I say the Civil Rights Act of 1964 was the worst thing ever happened to black people. It not only destroyed the economics and the community and the culture of black people through integration and divide and conquer strategy, we see that through integration and the Civil Rights Act of 1964, we had the complete and absolute destruction of the country's most powerful HBCU football programs. We saw the complete destruction of the most powerful, dynamic, exciting, and most dominating college football programs completely annihilated and destroyed by the Civil Rights Act and this concept called integration. Because of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, you Negroes are not watching Florida A&M, Bethune-Cookman, Tennessee State, Southern University, Grambling, and all of these historically black college football programs play for national championships and conference championships on TV and ranked in the top 20 as the nation's top 20 college football programs, who on an average earn no less than $50 million to $100 million a year, not cumulative. Each and every year, these top 20 football programs earn about 60, 70, or $100 million per year. Can you imagine what that would do to the black economy and the black communities in these towns where these colleges are at? The scholarships and all of the economic, social, and cultural benefits that would occur because of this economic prosperity. You're sure not going to get it from the damn preachers. But you done gave away your economic prosperity to predominantly white colleges, and now you sit around acting like the white colleges did y'all a favor because they stole your most precious resource. These crackers stole your damn children, stole your most precious resource and your most valuable economic resource, and now are benefiting, are the sole beneficiaries of your, what used to be your exclusive economic resource. These predominantly white programs and these white people, they're so evil and clever, and you Negroes are so bamboozled and so foolish that the white man is able to come to your house and steal your damn children, take them to his plantation, put them to work, and make them, and from the labor of your children, these people are now making billions of dollars off the labor of your children because they're now working in his plantation. And you Negroes are so bamboozled that you don't even realize what has happened. Do you realize that you should be applauding and comfortable and happy because your children are going to a predominantly white college and now is able to be seen on TV? You shouldn't be happy because your child is going to a white college and playing on TV, because your child was stolen from you and your community and is making millions of dollars per year for people that have never had your best interest in mind and don't have your best interest in mind today, because the money they are getting is going to their communities, not yours. These people came to your community, stole your resources, took them to their plantation, and now they're making money for the white plantation owner, while your plantation football programs are now in destitute economic conditions. And the white man just says that, well, we've evolved, and now we're glad to have you Negroes play for us. And we invite you all to come on over here and play for us, because we're not racist anymore. Now the Civil Rights Act passed and we had to play you niggas. We're not racist anymore. That's a past thing. We love to invite you all over here to play for our programs. Come on over. And you Negroes were so silly, and particularly the adults that were in charge of leading black people and young black men. They were so cowardly and so ignorant that they did not foresee or have the common sense to understand the superiority of their players and their programs, and they allowed themselves to be subjugated, oppressed, and taken over by these white folks. And now their plantation has become a destitute institution. Black people, I do not get into watching football anymore, because I look at it, I see what's going on, and it's not a pretty sight. The game is exciting. It's a good game that young men play, and they're really competitive. And I played college football, Iowa State, in the Big 8, on TV and all that stuff. So that's why I have an understanding of the goings on of these programs. But you don't have to play college football in order to see and understand what's going on. I don't like watching this stuff now, because I understand the systemic racism that's being committed. And any black person that buys a college football ticket to one of these predominantly white football programs, you're participating, aiding, and assisting your own suppression. you are what? You're aiding, you're helping, and participating in your own self-destruction. If you don't like discrimination, why are you helping somebody discriminate against you? The existence and success of predominantly white football programs, Ohio State, Michigan State, or Florida State, Miami, Alabama, all these predominantly white football teams, Clemson, all these predominantly white football programs and predominantly white colleges are only a success because you Negroes do not have faith and the common sense to realize that these predominantly white programs are only a success because of your participation. Take you away from the schools, and what do they have? They don't have anything. I tell you, I don't understand why you niggas want to be. Y'all want reparations. Nah, y'all need no reparations. You got your own reparations right in your house, your children. Y'all have the resources to take over and rule an entire, one of the most economically prosperous and popular institutions and industries in America. Black people have the resources available today to take over and rule one of the most popular and most economically prosperous institutions and industries in America. And you don't need any money to do it, fool. Black people as a race living here in America have the resources necessary to dominate one of the most economic prosperous industries in the country. And it's not going to cost them a dime because the resources are right there in their house. Their black male sons who are the black blue chip football players. You have the resources, but take your own resources and put it for yourself. You have the institutions, you have the industries available in HBCU programs. But evil and the foundation of all ignorance, because Negroes look at the glimmer and the glamour they see on TV and not have the sense and wisdom to understand that if you want that glimmer and glamour and all of that prosperity, it can be yours. And you can also have the pride of your race benefiting by having your children and the HBCU programs play on national TV as the top 20 programs, football programs in the country. But before you do that, before that happens, you niggas have to come back to y'all senses and start sending y'all children to HBCUs. Well, I don't think that's going to happen because y'all are more concerned about the immediate effects, not delayed gratification. Y'all don't understand any benefit or you're not going to have any benefit in delayed gratification. Y'all want y'all children, and it's kind of natural that you want the best for your children. But that's the difference between white people, Chinese people, Mexicans, all these Mexicans and Orientals that come over to America. They're not concerned about being integrated, and they have great wisdom in delayed gratification. That's why in 5-10 years they own half the damn city wherever they're at. So when you Negroes are watching these programs this weekend, I want y'all to think about what I've said. Look at the field. It's no great. And don't be talking about, oh, we're integrated. Oh, we're moving ahead in our society to a better place in society. No, niggas, you ain't moving on. America is not moving with you, moving with them. If America is going to move, let it move with you. Why would America have any attitude about HBCUs being the top 20 teams in the country? Would America and white people be as complicit as you are in watching black football programs, HBCUs, play for the national championship and for these conference championships on TV as you are? Would white people be as accepting to see HBCU football programs play for national championships every year as you are watching white programs play for national championships? Let's keep it real, niggas. A lot of y'all just the plain old Uncle Toms, or you're just cowards, or just too damn stupid to realize what's going on. If black children are ever going to have a chance to rule the world or rule this country wherever they're at, then some adult is going to have to explain the realities of life. We're watching right now, and I usually don't watch college or professional football because, like I said before, I understand the game, and I'm not impressed by the game that's being played on these young black men and their families that are being pimped by white men and institutional racism for the exclusive benefit of the white community and white institutions. And niggas think that they're getting something, they think that they're really just getting a great benefit from being exploited by white people. You don't have to bend over and be exploited by white people unless you allow it to happen. These white programs are not some type of mystical, godly, superior institutions. The HBCUs are, it should be self-evident that the HBCUs, Florida A&M, Bethune-Cookman, Texas, and not Texas A&M, but Tennessee State, Alabama A&M, these predominantly black football programs are in reality the superior programs. By their very nature. It is an abomination and a abnormality to see these predominantly white football programs as the top 20 football programs in the country, when in fact the white football players are the most inferior football players. Now, there are some white boys that can carry their own weight with the brothers, but that's an abnormality. It's not something that happens normally. And that's not racist. That's just reality. Like I say, white people are not comfortable with reality when it comes to black people being superior in a particular area. Point in fact, how many white boys you see at the Olympics in the 100-yard dash finals or the 200-yard dash finals? Is that a racist fact? Artificially manipulated by the Olympics committee? No, that's not an artificial manipulated fact created by systemic racism. The people that's running in the 100-yard dash finals at the Olympics are there because of their superior ability. And they're all black all the time. That tells you something. You see the same thing on TV when you watch these predominantly white college football programs play. You see these programs having black football players as the stars on their team, and all the players basically are all black. So the question is, why are not the HBCU programs the top 20 football programs in the country? Well, because all the white players don't go there. They go to the predominantly white programs. Well, I know that, fool. The question is, why are they going to these predominantly white programs? they're going to these predominantly white programs because of an artificially created environment and condition created by the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and the so-called self-destructive policy of integration. Integration was a self-destructive, racially motivated act that, as you see, destroyed the dominant position of historically black football programs. But it's a social condition that is completely out of control because you're not going to have these black football players individually sacrifice the resources they will receive by going to a predominantly white football program. But that's just a fact. I just want to let you guys have a piece of my mind because it's an exciting weekend for college football, and black people as a community and whole will never be able to enjoy the benefit of this exciting athletic event as they once did before 1964, when all of the black blue chip football players were forced to attend all black HBCU programs and enjoy the superior talents exhibited on the field by those black football players and their extraordinary college football bands. And the fanfare, all that cultural pride and cultural richness has now been destroyed and gone forever because of the deceptive and destructive social policy called integration. Sadly, black people have bought into their own self-destruction and have accepted the ideology of integration being something that has benefited the black community. While some individuals may have benefited, the social policy of integration has destroyed black people as a whole and as individuals, because you don't have the social, economic, and institutional benefits of living in a community that serves your best interest. But let's get back to watching this let's get back to watching this. Look at that. HBCU players playing on TV in front of a predominantly white audience on a nationwide TV program that was always denied HBCU programs. Playing on national TV before 1964 was denied to historically black football programs who were wrongfully identified as being inferior black college football programs. Before 1964, these Negroes you see on TV today were playing for all black football programs, and these white people that are now utilizing their services said these Negroes that played on these HBCU football programs were inferior football players. And therefore, these HBCU programs that were in fact the superior, most dominant football programs were denied the opportunity to play on national TV. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the lie has been exposed. The lie has been exposed. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. I hope that I have given some of you Negroes a little bit of historical insight and knowledge of what happened in the past and how it has affected the present. That's an important point I made. Before 1964, all of these talented black blue chip football players were forced to play for HBCU all black teams. And these white coaches and television commentators all said that these predominantly black HBCU football programs were inferior, small black colleges that could not compete against white colleges who played on national TV and were ranked as the top 20 teams in the country. Yes, before 1964, all the top 20 college football teams were all white, predominantly white football programs. Get the picture. The top 20 football programs in the country before 1964 that played on national television and played for the national championship were all white football programs that did not have any black players. And they were considered to be the best. They were considered to be the superior college football programs, even though they were composed of all white football players, while the HBCUs were composed of all black football players. But after 1964, when the black players left the HBCUs and went to these so-called superior white football programs and competed against these white football players for positions, we see that the black football players were in fact far more superior than the white football players. And that's not racist, that's just a fact. Just like it's a fact that in the 100-yard dash finals in the Olympics, you only see black football players because it's based on their merit and their talents, not on skin color. But after 1964, when these black football players went to the white colleges, they had an opportunity to compete against these white football players who were before announced as being the superior football players. The black football players, when they competed against them, took their positions and dominated the field ever since. One of the most significant results is that white football programs were able to maintain their college football programs and the millions and billions of dollars of revenues that were generated by the football programs. White football programs had to rape the black college football programs of their natural resources, those natural resources being the black college football players. They had to go to these historically black football programs after 1964 and take away all of these black players in order to maintain their institutional racism and suppression of black people and black institutions. And they did this by collecting all of these young Negroes to play on their teams so that they could maintain racial superiority, racial subjugation. Well, that's enough. Y'all get the picture. So when you watch these college football programs and college football games, understand what's going on. You are, in fact, so emotional and so excited that you have missed the point and you really don't care that you are aiding, abetting, and assisting in your own self-destruction and your own racial subjugation by supporting institutional racist college football programs. With that, enjoy the rest of the game.